Yes, I'm fine. Can I come aboard? Looks as if you're going to anyway.
Been up all night?
Yeah.
You look bloody awful.
Oh, thanks.
Do you want to talk?
Nope.
Well, you're going to. I'll make some black coffee.
Ah, Mr. Urquhart. Ready for the fray?
More to the point, Mr. Thornton, are you?
Do have some coffee, Gerald. I'm afraid that Mr. Urquhart is firmly convinced that we're both going to spend the next 10 years locked up in some dark and dismal jail.
Oh, I wouldn't say 10. Ah, yes. It pays to have a sense of humor on these occasions. What was the little surprise you said you had for me?
Yes, indeed. Here's a certified list of Diacra directors and the number of share certificates that each of them holds.
Good heavens above. But how did you manage to get all this information about a nominee company?
And here's a sworn affidavit from the company secretary stating that neither Gerald nor I have ever held any shares in that company.
And you mean to say they handed all this over willingly?
Well, let's just say they decided to cooperate.
Well, thank you very much. I suppose it never occurred to you to tell me all this before.
All this was something you could easily have done yourself.
Agreed, but I wasn't too sure what I might have found out.
Gentlemen, this is no time for recriminations. Do you have all your broker's slips, Mr. Urquhart?
Mr. Thornton, I gave them to you over a week ago.
Ah. So you did. Mustn't go losing vital evidence, must we? Well, I have a feeling that a QC of the eminence of our Mr. Cosgrove will have an easy ride today.
Well, I certainly hope so. Shall we go?
Emma said something about going abroad.
Yeah. Paul Dimitri offered her a job.
Oh, good company. If you want to live in Frogland. Still, I suppose she'll have a lot to do before she goes. Settle things up a bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe I'll go and see her. Get her to change your mind.
Jack, leave it.
Great loss to the yard.
Jack, will you build up?
Oh, charming. You don't mind trying to help you. I know you feel.
No, you don't know how I feel. You haven't got a clue. I've been up all night trying to sort out how I feel, but you know instantly.
Yes, I do. All right. Tell me. Well, as I see it, it's fairly simple, really. If you'd have felt really very strongly about Emma, you would have been swanning around the Solent all night. You'd have chased after her like a shot. But you didn't, did you?
It was very good of you to give me so much of your time.
Nonsense. I was really happy to show you round. After all, Relton Marine was once yours.
No, never mind. My father's, then my brother's. When I was a girl, daughters didn't count for much.
Well, perhaps I wouldn't be sitting here if you had taken over.
Who knows? It's certainly a very different yard from the one I remember. Actually, ever since I've been back, I've been wanting to call in, and yet I was rather scared to. I wanted to remember it as it was, I suppose. Silly of me, really. Everything changes.
You're obviously very happy here.
Oh, yes. I loved wandering through the old yard, the smell of wood and varnish, watching the shipwrights and sailmakers at work. That sort of thing stays with you.
Yes, it does. Remember, the Mermaid was my playground.
Of course, I'm preaching to the converted. And that explains the high quality of your joinery.
Thank you. Oh, I hear you bought one of Dad's old boats.
The one thing that doesn't change, the Tarrant grapevine. I expect by lunchtime you'll have heard what I had for breakfast. Yes, proud lady. I rather bought her on an impulse. I hope I did the right thing.
Well, if it's one of Dad's old boats, he'll make doubly sure and do a first-class job on her.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure he will. I'm having her rigged for single-handed.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought you'd have any trouble finding crew. Vanessa, can I ask you to do something for me?
Of course. What is it?
Try and talk Dad out of this idiotic idea he's got of retiring.
Jack, but he's in the prime of life. Are you sure he wasn't pulling your leg?
No, deadly serious.
Don't you worry, Avril. I'll soon knock some sense into that thick head of his.
Vanessa, welcome home.
That's him. Friend of yours?
Hardly. It's Inspector Daniel Morris. Fraud Squad.
Oh, chief witness for the prosecution. Don't worry, Cosgrove will soon make mincemeat out of him. Ah, speak of the devil, here's the great man himself. Excuse me a moment, gentlemen.
Gerald, will you relax?
I'm trying.
Oh, you smell like a bunch of violets. What the hell is it?
Musk. Avril gave it to me. I found it in the back of the drawer. Here, what do you think of it?
Well, you should have left it there.
Morning, gentlemen.
Oh, hello, Ken. What can we do for you?
It's more of a question of what I can do for you.
Oh, go on, then. Surprise us.
You're interested in designing a new cruiser, Tom? Top end of the market?
Sailor motor.
Well, motor, naturally. I'm introducing a whole range of cabin cruisers with the emphasis on luxury and comfort. Something that do 20 knots and the ladies don't spill their G&Ts. In other words, powerful but docile. There's a whole market for a boat like that.
So, you're going into production, then?
Yes. Yes, I certainly am. You interested, Tom?
I could be.
Who gets to make the prototype?
Well, the Mermaid Yard. Naturally, I wouldn't dream of going anywhere else.
Hang about, Ken. If you're going into production, you're going to need a large temperature-controlled building for the laying up and curing, plus a well-equipped joinery shop, all of which you do not have.
All of which is currently under negotiation.
Yeah, well, when it's signed and sealed, Ken, that'll be the time to start talking.
I see Jack's full of his usual enthusiasm.
Listen, I've had so many guys come in here and talk about mythical 60-footers than you've had hot dinners.
I'm not talking about dreams, Jack. This one's for real.
Cheer up, Mr. Urquhart. It's always a good sign when the judge asks to see counsel in chambers.
Is it?
Oh, yes. Well, generally, that is. Excuse me.
That man's perpetual cheerfulness unnerves me.
What's a synonym for imprisonment?
Well, it rather looks as though the moment of truth is here.
Good. About time.